Alright, I have a little bit of a mission today. There's a particular point of the game I'd like to get to. I am not sure how long that will take. Maybe approximately a normal amount of time. That's the wrong save file. Maybe an approximately normal amount of episode time. Maybe a little longer, I get the feeling. I guess we'll just have to see. Anyhow. Through the house. You guys are going this way instead. Alright. Okay, that's a little annoying. Okay, we're just flipping these. Okay, fair enough. As I had to say, I'd like to not get into the same situation we did last time we did a full run of the house. But no, I guess we won't take those. I think you can probably get the impression already that there's going to be a lot of new stuff to see here this time around. Oh, I actually took the pendant. And it's uncanny opening this up and only seeing Seeker. Also, we're level 99 now. At that point, equipment-wise... Oh yeah, we're stuck with this one memory, I forgot that. Guess you don't need to... I could use this. And I think that's a bigger drop proportionally in my attack speed than it is in my attack stat, though, so I think I'll leave that as it is. Okay. And that's a normal description. I think some things might have had different descriptions or something, too. And no one knows it here to respond to it this time. Yeah, some things I probably just won't look at every time, like I'm not going to look at every barrel or anything. But anyhow. Alright, up we go. Can't remember. No, I didn't think you could ever examine the torches. Alright, so... Guess we can't go through here yet, right? Yeah. And the rules are clearly a little different right now than usual, so... There we go. Yeah, as you can see, your usual way of navigating around here might not necessarily prove very helpful in terms of memory and so on. It does not smell like pie. It's weird just looking through all this stuff and just getting a different perspective on, hey, it's this thing you recognize because you've been here so many times before already. Hi. Do I have a paper attack? Or, yes. No cooldown. Fantastic. Okay, experience has no point, I'm guessing, because I appear to be at a level cap already, but... I am fast, I like that. So do I not have any items, by the way? Just, Okay, I have a couple of each of these, not a lot. One of each of these, I can increase the defense, but okay. Well, the crafted bar isn't going to do us much good if there's only one of us. Also, did I check at one point? Yeah, okay. Ah, this is really annoying. How holding a button will just make you go back in the same door. At least the fights are fast, especially if I can't skip them like before. Okay. I am oh, hello. I am slightly bothered by how it seems to just lock your stats at a particular place here. To be perfectly honest. Seeing as how I feel like it kind of tries to manufacture something that would have otherwise happened naturally, which is, like, naturally, Stiefel normally have pretty high stats at this point in the game anyways. But here, the game just locks your stats at something in particular, so it doesn't really matter. And you feel the artificiality of it. Whereas you could, you know, get through here as Stiefel alone. Especially with, you know, like, stuff to make enemies run away and so on. Maybe you won't be quite powerful enough, maybe you just add a buff or something, but completely discounting your stats prior to now feels like it's kind of, you know, going a bit too far. I don't mean to actually look at every single stool like I'm doing here. Jesus. Can't even examine the thing. There it goes. How's that even work? How is a cookie being frozen in time and you can't eat it? Well, that actually changes. I mean, it does not change. Exactly the opposite of what I just said. Everything just smells like sugar. Alright. Yeah, can't actually... Oh, what? What in the world? I wasn't even facing the thing. I think I was pressing the run button while next to it, and that was somehow weird. Anyways. Yeah. Stop that. Oh, come on, you guys. Does that attack only hit one of them or all of them? I think that's everyone. Okay, cool. Oh, that's only one of them. You guys don't do any damage. That's one enemy, that's one enemy. Okay, so we still specialize in scissors a little bit. Okay, I could have killed all of them at once. Because you can use scissors on everyone. Whereas the other attacks only hit one at a time. Stop that! I hate that! It's the thing you generally don't want to do in games like this in general, having that kind of mismatch in directions. Writing itself is a strong word for what I'm looking at right here, but... Still? See, like every single loop. The only option is the correct one. Mm-hmm. Alright, nothing much use in here then. Yeah, this is just all one big blend of everything at this point. Okay. Really? Did we just lost that memory somehow? I mean, it's not in our inventory from a gameplay standpoint, of course, but... Okay. Oh, there you are. First floor's a little bit longer this time. Alright. Get out of my way. Jeez. I don't even have anything to gain from you guys anymore. You know what, I don't even care. Neither of you are weak to scissors. It's not gonna stop me. Whatever. Okay. So now we can... Ugh. I can go open up those tiers. Just off in the other direction. Here we go. Which... Okay, that's only one direction to go here. And then south of here. Here we go. What was the card today? Goodbye, pillow. Okay, that's the last key we need on this floor, right? I believe so. Yes, I believe this is mixing together rooms from different floors, right? Like, these hallways, at least, are a lot more complicated than usual. I do like the continuity, too, of the music not even changing when you fight enemies. I think it goes well with the fact that these fights just over so quickly, they don't really even get in your way very much. I do like how it creates... I've seen a few games do this, where you have encounters like this, where during a certain portion of the game, music will not change while fighting enemies. It helps create a sense of continuity that otherwise the game usually deliberately averts. I like it. It's a small detail that adds up to a lot more than I would expect it would. Alright. No real point in dawdling, so... see if we can make some decent time. I guess we already got through the room with the trap here. Ah, fair enough. How's that for making good time? I mean, not a lot happened between last time and this time, but I'll take it. Clearly, just a pillar. Okay. Alright. So, there's no real way of knowing beforehand which way you have to go here, so... Duh. You guys. Whatever, I can at least take care of these guys in one turn. I still don't understand what the getting mixed up thing is about. It doesn't seem to have any mechanical effect I can make out. I am fine. Very cute. Oh, very nice. I actually don't remember what there even is to correct with looking at that bed. Well, shoot. Okay, well. Yep, not even holding on to any of it. Okay, well. No. Okay. Oh, don't give me that, dude. Go away. I remember when you were actually a challenge to fight. Yeah, if I try to run while next to those tiers, it gives me that message. I don't have any keys right now, do I? Unless this one's just a word lock, and it is not. Okay. Just being thorough here, so I guess we'll come back in a second. Go away. Alright. Back where we came from. At least we're not doing that annoying thing where it flips which direction you come from. It doesn't really matter which way I come from this time, does it? There's no person? Oh, they switched which side is which. Okay. Well. It's actually faster to take the side with the person on it this time. Yeah. There we go. I also like that a lot of these plants are in the walls. Fantastic. Not today. So, oh, jeez. Hold on. That was not what I intended to make happen just then. Okay. I just want to see if going through here would prompt anything, which I figured it wouldn't, but... Wait, is that where I just... Hang on. Where am I now? Okay, so I guess... Yeah, so I guess when I went out of that room, out of like gardening or whatever room, I came back into the same hallway, but I came into the same hallway through a different entrance. All the wishes. That is why we're here, actually. Not anymore. Okay. Well, Leave me alone. Don't know why I had the urge to see if the dialogue was changed a second time, but... Slightly curious if I might have missed any rooms so far just because of how weird the entrances work in this version of the house. In my book. No, I can't actually look at it. Aha! I remembered. I don't need the game to tell me. No. Yeah, fine. Alright, thought it was being clever. Well, that's weird. So you can interact with that entrance to actually go through it. Okay. Nope. So some of these things change and some don't. It's kind of hard to tell which. That's the Forgotten Unit was talking about, which side you look at. Alright, down we go. This stuff seemed like second floor stuff. I think there's a thing there's at least one room from the first floor we didn't see, though. I know for certain. Did I actually miss it, or is it just going to show up at some later point? I honestly don't know at this point. Oh, I can actually go back. Hold on. Oh, nope, I cannot. I bugged out the music. Okay, just gonna restart, that's fine. There is one room that has something kind of interesting from the first floor that I'm kind of hoping I didn't just, like, accidentally miss. But how in the world? Okay. We did want items that time, I guess. Hold on. Wait, where'd I get the poem? Oh boy. Stars. Amazing. Oh wait. Does it actually change each time, or... I guess I think it's just gonna be the same at this point. Yeah, okay. No one to take the glass from us this time, I guess. Oh, hello. Yeah, I think we're mixing floors at this point. I mean, we were definitely mixing hallways before now, but couldn't tell if we were mixing anything else. Got a pretty good track record with my rock, paper, scissors today. book on the desk, but okay. Uh-huh. And now you see nothing. Cannot examine it anymore. That's a pretty long course, and pretty short course, I mean to say. Hooray, names. Anyways. Whatever. Wait, we've been here. Hold on. Here we go. You know. Oh, well. It's arguable how practical that was. Oh, alright. We know which way to go. What are you doing here? Okay. I have this mental battle going on of whether I should... Oh, okay, rocks are gone. Of whether I should try to provide more insight commentary-wise right now or not, but I'm kind of having some fun just kind of slipping along the stream of unusual things happening right now. There we go. Alright, take the key. And that's all we need in here, right? Oh no, big thing. Whatever will I do? Go away. Okay, that's just annoying. There. Anyhow. Out we go. Oh. We're probably making pretty good time for, you know, a complete run through of the house here. I'd like to think. And look, it's the split guys. Alright. One more floor. Yeah, I figured. Interesting. I was still in controller while walking very, very slowly. Anyhow. Up we go. Come on. There we go. The usual growls or whatever. Is it? Wait, what do you use that for again? Is that the... Wait. I just think that thing is one of the things you pick up along your way. I don't actually pay much attention to what it is. Everyone keeps chasing me. That's really annoying, actually, as I'm doing this. Okay, so still... Can I not use the pendant and the chain together? I don't really get that. Whatever. But yeah, was that the key knife that you have to... No, because you got that from the Change God, didn't you? Was that just a key that we're deciding we don't need today for some reason? Or what? There are certain things, like, I just remembered that you have to keep doing them without actually remembering what they're for. And you haven't eaten for like a day, have you? In fact, Steve didn't eat anything last night either. It has been like a full day since Steve's eaten anything. Fair enough. Out of the way, please. Alright. Where do we even have... Okay. Isn't that where you usually need to go to take a picture of yourself? Am I wrong? Yeah, we don't have a crest right now. Or is that the one where you get the crest? This feels like a completely original room. I think it's an existing room that's just not even recognizable to me anymore. Because this description is familiar. Kind of odd to me to replay this particular one when this isn't one we saw that many times actually, but... And there's the poem. But that's not where we got the crumpled poem from, I don't think. That's just one that we completed ourselves. Okay, I was going to say, it's not really where we need to be right now. Here we go. That sound effect that played for the flash of the light, isn't that a sound effect that's also used in... I think that's a sound effect that's also used, or at least very similar to it, that's used in Off in a few places. Oh, it's a surprise to Steve too, we haven't seen that in a long time. Secret pockets. Also, fun fact, this one I think is one that a lot of people like to throw around. But supposedly, that scene replaying like normal there was originally a bug in the game, but then people testing it realized, oh hey, this actually kind of works narratively, playing this scene like normal even though nobody's actually here with you. Oh. And there's the actual picture. Alright, and normally that would mean we can head out the west side now and do a few things. Have we gone down the south side here? Yes. Okay. And all the various places we can go here. It's very broken down there. Okay. Little change gods. One less little change god. Okay, I didn't go north. Yeah, there's nothing to do here right now. I feel like trying anyway for some reason. Okay. Never mind. A little bit less trial and error in this floor this time. Mostly, like, can't you see it? Like, you can see it, you're looking into it. I mean, it's not like the bomb does much. It's not much less of a fair fight otherwise. Also, you threw away another part you needed for it anyways. Okay, not a very useful room for our purposes here. For some reason, I couldn't ever remember if you actually could go through this room, through this door or not. I don't know why I can't walk over those papers. Did we ever come in here while we were able to read things? I can't remember now. It's been some time, and also everything's kind of blurring together right now. I can't remember if I ever tried to read those, you know, when I was actually able to read stuff. What else would you expect to see? Oh, fair enough. I'm watching you. I'm not hearing any clapping, at least. Okay. around here at least. Hey. Oh. Stop that. Ah. The game's really fighting me here. I have places to be. No, why'd you bring me all the way over here? Jeez. No. Stop it. Man. Yeah. There. Jeez. Uh-huh. Oh, you remember that one. Okay. Almost done here. I think that's the first time today I've actually, you know, been given control of Steve saying something. These people are apparently pretty good at this kind of thing. Okay. Almost there. Where's that friggin'... No, I got the key. I just need to get the crest. There we go. It didn't even stop me when I went through the door. You would have to stop for it to unlock for a second. Three for three. Yuck. Okay, I'm not gonna bother untangling this mess. Go away. But, if you give me a second... I'm guessing I can't? Oh, they're gone. Interesting. Yeah, I can't use it on there. The only way to go is the right way. It's interesting how it prompts you. It asks if you're interacting with the tiers the instant you actually walk up to it instead of you having to actually deliberately interact with it. Just a subtle thing. Alright. One last thing to pick up and then final stretch. I said... Okay, come on. Thanks, dude. Not gonna give me my trip home? There you go. Oh, they're still doing their thing. If you'll forgive me, I kinda have to see. It's not a long trip there, actually. This is tradition too, we did this plenty of times, right? Well, they already have, but... Probably just once, because we're not bothering... Oh, to make it possible to do anything more. Hey! Okay. Off we go. I'd say that's actually a fairly normalish amount of time for a run through the whole house, but oh well. Today may run a little bit long, I think. But unless I see an unexpected stopping point, which I don't think I will. A good one between here and where I want to stop. It may end up going for quite a while today, but it's okay. I started recording early today specifically so I would have time if I needed it. Everything is fine. Now, question, how do we plan on getting by not having the shield? That part's not obvious to me. But, oh well. I'm capable of running, but running is also much slower than even walking normally is, I feel like. No, I think running is basically normal walking speed right now. Alright, come on, we're almost there. And a king fight usually takes me like 15 minutes, so it'll be most of the way towards the end of an episode. With a king fight on top of what we've already done, but oh well. Alright. Here he is. Hello, Harry, dude. There you are. Someone to talk to after all this time, how strange. Oh, now you just say it. Couldn't have done that before? I spent like, what, like 3-4 loops fighting you figuring that thing out? May need this. I doubt this stacks. Also, it... Okay. Right, here we go. Good damage, though. Let's take a quick inventory real quick. You can do that? You can do that in a fight? Oh, it uses a turn, though. A little stupid for me to do, but... I'll take one more, which could end up being a mistake, but I can only heal so often, so... let me resume taking inventory of stuff. Okay, I don't think I should need much of this. But it's there. Okay. Oh, she's not healing line. All of it. Okay. We're good, we're good. Yeah, I can't let myself get slow because then he'll be able to do damage to me more quickly than I can recover my heal ability. I need to keep myself fast. At the moment, I think I'm okay to heal slightly more frequently. Oh, have I lost my... Okay, I've already lost my speed buff. I need to be mindful of that. It also means I take more damage. Unless he changes something up, though, I think we're okay so far. Oh, that's bad timing. No. Well, I think it's the first time I've stood up with no help. No answer? I have to admit I'm kind of curious myself, but... I haven't... No, I already breathed. It's hard to see on the... I don't see it on his portrait. Ah. There we go. We're getting there. You do have to be careful how you do this. I should be fine, especially if I increase my defense. Hey. Alright. Strictly speaking, there is one little thing we're missing if I never die in any of these fights. There is a portrait to see for Sif dying in this part of the game. But I have a feeling we won't get to see that one. Alright, halfway point. You'd think he'd try to change things up a bit, considering he's clearly on the losing side here. Like, there's no attrition going on my side. Like, I keep doing this forever. There's no limited resources I'm running out of here. I'm not using items or anything. Since when are you asking me questions? I mean, all of my victories have been just as temporary too, haven't they? Me? Yeah. You always got those a little bit more close than I'd like. It seems to be working out fine. Fighting with this guy turns out to be an element I'm weak against anyways. Ah, come on. I never out need items. I'm fine. I'll make it out just fine regardless. I have time. There we go. I'm pretty sure the casualness of this music fighting this guy. It's nothing particularly novel to us. Roughly. I mean, you've more or less said it out loud, haven't you? Yeah, pretty much. Does not feel like talking today. It's not like he's gonna remember anyways. Not really sure what you're talking about there, dude. Unless you're just assigned a drought to fight for some reason. But you also use the one attack that's, as best I can tell, the best one you have, and yet did not work on me, so... Duh. We can keep going. Actually might need to heal right now. Oh. Wait. Since when did these stack? If I could have stacked these, I would have done this all the time. Does it really work that way? Can you just slow us down forever instead of freezing us? Is this what it's like being frozen? I mean... How do pay? Hmm. I'm not sure I follow on the attacking is the only thing that makes sense to do here thing, but... It's really weird seeing someone take turns without having a turn bar filling up, by the way. It's weirdly unpredictable. Just like I just don't know what's going to happen in a way that I usually do. Does Maldope have eyes? Hey, it's my line. Hold on. I can't breathe now. Stop that. Look, I can do it too. Homeless. I'm sure this will be well worth the wait. Come on out, Mira, I know you're there. Can't kind of hurt my ears. Hi. And my eyes. Hi, bright light. Hey, Bonnie, what are you doing there? If I be replaced by a kid... I don't know if that... I feel like that's the wrong thing for Steve to see and notice right now, but... Hi. I'd ask how you got up here, but I guess they just... I guess all the... Yeah, Steve opened all the doors for them, didn't they? Also, isn't this guy basically dead at this point? Well, sure, and or, you know, everyone not dying. Yeah. And they went through the doors that you opened. Well, wait, shouldn't they have noticed that all those orbs are gone? Which probably narrows down fairly well where he might be. A shiny person. Is now the time to say this? Well, they certainly could have been. No, I left them behind. Also, yeah, I heard what you said last night. I'm kind of amused at the dissonance of Steve still thinking these things amidst this music playing. That's how this game works. Steve leads, they follow. Also, nice little musical reference to the title theme there. I mean, you're also like 7/8 dead, so. Oh, I didn't tell her about the carrot, did I? I don't know. Why'd that never happen before? You're valid to ask these questions, King. All you had to do was sing the magical glowing white word. Still such a strange image to imagine, the black sand. He's small now. Hi. It worked. Till the end. Were. And also didn't eat for like 24 hours. No, they introduced themselves by name. Okay, so they got some guidance too. How much guidance could they have possibly needed? I opened all the doors, it's a straight shot at that point. What do they need Luke for? Friend is a strong word, but... Really, they won't tell me that. Not precisely. Well, yeah, because you're probably super underleveled as a result. You guys are like level 20 or whatever. It's a good thing we didn't have to actually fight the king. You know, with you in tow, I mean. No, I thought that was just a me thing. How'd I do that? Like, the only thing that changed this loop was me. How'd I do that to the house? Hey. It's already all done anyways. Almost? Excuse me, King. Just gonna slide past you here. So is this guy just, like, here now? Small. Damned to smallness. Why is he small? Good question. I guess that part is actually kind of true. Run! Even turning is really slow. Save. That is correct. Oh, everyone's actually here. Can I still look at things in here? Oh, shoot. They actually have different descriptions now. Well, that one doesn't have any, but... I had no idea that these had different descriptions at this point. This is great. Yeah. Also, there's no way this is going to do anything. I'm just curious what it's going to say. You'll never catch me alive, suckers. Wait, I thought I was the one who was supposed to call them people whatever one. I'm getting called young one by the not young one. Right, Bonnie, what do you have going on today? How's life treating you? Okay, well that wall's still messed up, clearly. How do you think I got here? Alright. Well, so much for me helping Odile through here. I feel bad about no one helping Odile. Oh, Mira's actually waiting this time. That's probably just me. Oh yeah, that's definitely not end of the world right there. That doesn't look like that at all. Unusually plain remark from Bonnie. Trying to find the right time to voice thoughts on certain things. I don't know if now is the right moment for it or not. We are kind of on a long trip up this hallway here, but I don't... Yeah, think it's gonna last much longer. At least without things going on every so often during it. That would otherwise get in the way of me saying things. Isn't Seif normally like solid white? I see you behind me. I'm not allowed to turn around, though. As subtle as it is, I find it really awkward how that puddle or stain, whatever, on the floor just gets cut off, which I know is deliberate, but it's a surprisingly weird thing to see. Also, what? Did it cut black, or, like, from our perspective, or what? Oh. I like how I can hear someone turn the lights off and on. Nope, don't remind Odile of that right now. Fran's being held entirely. There's no way he'd ever say yes. There you go. Here we are. Poor change guy got scalped over there. Great. Look at you, and look at this mess. Yeah? I noticed. I did kind of throw a lot of them at a few things. I think you should hear about these things if you're going to be practitioners of craft. Yeah. Broken, rotten. Okay. For some reason I was anticipating you not saying that, but okay, here we go. Oh, come on. Don't do this. Wait. No, okay. Okay, I think we broke Euphrasia as badly as we broke the house. That is true, actually. I'll go home? That seems unlikely. Still bloody love the art in this game. Was that meant to be said aloud? Yeah, we know... Oh wait, is Freeze actually reacting now? Since when? Yeah, what? Hey. I felt a little unprompted. I'm only being in foreboding, I'm not actively attacking you. I appreciate the choice. Kind of funny. I was recently looking at another story, I guess, another game, more or less. I won't, for reasons of not giving things away, I won't specify which. But I think I'm only just now realizing there is a particular component to its climax that I kind of latched onto and I liked, but I also kept thinking to myself, huh, I kind of wish it was played out in a particularly slightly different fashion. Or something to that effect. I think I'm realizing just now I think I was subconsciously was thinking, oh, it could... I think I liked this segment of this game so much, I was thinking, oh hey, I've seen another thing like this, and I liked it a lot, so I wish other ending would be like this. Probably being frustratingly vague right now. But I think it's one of those cases where you don't realize you're drawing inspiration from something. I am having some difficulty figuring out when to voice thoughts on what here, though, just because I can't think. Nothing feels like the right moment to voice thoughts on things in this game with so much stuff going on right now. This is what we're doing now? Wait, what are you buffing everyone for, Isabelle? I think you need to start a bit close to the beginning here, see. Oh. Just spill all the beans. Come on, man. I trusted you. I actually didn't. That's like the defining component of a relationship, but you know what I mean. Okay, Mira, you just turned this to an infinite loop now. Come on. How many hours did we take to get to that? No, you don't. I love that. I bloody love that. I don't even know how you did that. Well, that explains how you did that. Wait, no. Okay, that was Mira saying that Steve tried to do it. Yeah, so Timecraft smells like caramel, Witchcraft smells like sugar is basically how it's being established at this point. Escaping is what I've been trying to do for who knows how long at this point. I do like Odile pulling out the firm adult persona here, though. They look very determined to me. Oh, wait, they take multiple turns. I feel like from C's perspective, he's basically on the receiving end of everyone explaining what just went down in an Ace Attorney game or something. Everything gets unraveled. Everyone around just figures things out. Finally figures things out. My god. Look, if I had answers to these questions, I wouldn't be here. Funny. Not the most convincing. Oh, well. And you may or may not have won. It's actually kind of weird to see the... It would be a nice detail to not see the bold wish text effect on Odile saying that, since it was so weak it doesn't actually even take effect in practice. Oh! He actually did use a wish in the end. Nice. What was that solid object they were reaching over on the bottom there? Oh, that poor hat. I liked that hat. In contrast to all the terrible things that have already happened. I don't think trust is built on threats of violence like this, but and can't it be undone the same way everything else always has been? fairly mundane. Yeah. The odd disappointment of something turning out to be way less of a big deal than you thought. In a certain sense, your feelings it was such a big deal feel invalidated. One of the things I still find strangest about this game is that you only get briefly introduced to all these characters, and then you make this choice at the very beginning that ends up then kind of being like supposedly a fairly big deal. So if you end up finding over time as you get to know these characters better that you have more attachment to someone other than who you picked at the very beginning, it's kind of a weird, awkward callback. I had the benefit of having already knowing the whole story why I chose Odile. I do know that Odile is my favorite by a decent margin, and she was to start with anyways. So even if this was blind, I actually still would have gone with Odile. But that's not very hard, Steve. Oh no. There's that catharsis. That's one way of putting it. Hey. Don't judge the poor lad even more. It seems a little self-congratulatory on the writing, but... it is a good start. Fantastic, the worst tiling ends up being the canon one, thank you. I love Bonnie's self-awareness of being a kid. Bonnie's just, to me, the perfect mix of being a kid, but simultaneously being self-aware just enough about it for it to also be very funny. Yeah, we didn't actually experience any of that. There's something with Bonnie's deadpan delivery of certain lines I just find fantastic. Okay, now you're just fishing for things, Isa. Yeah, probably don't need to dump your trauma on the child, but... don't blame this on them. Wait, send her a message. Like, is that message gonna get there faster than we can? I guess Craft might make that possible. Yeah, they send out really loud alerts for that kind of thing. No, we're inviting a sixth wheel here. Oh. Yeah, she's probably conscious somewhere, right? Hi. You were correct. Man, even just in that sprite, Steve looks so worn out. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know why it is that one specific sprite, Bonnie saying anything just like very plain with that specific expression is always just hilarious to me. I can't explain it very, very well. Yeah. I would take offense at you calling all of this fun, if not for the fact that I already weirded out Mira by saying more or less the same thing. Who knows how long ago. Oh, did Mira not get to read the ending this time around? I guess she didn't. Yes. Okay, I guess that's reassuring. Wind? Are we inside? I guess that's a balcony there. But like, do we not have a roof? Or like, there's no way for the air to flow through this room, is there? Whatever. I thought there were windows on either side of this room. Or at least the hallway. Well, that's kind of the difficulty. Oh. Yeah, sure. We'll do the talking with everyone thing. And this is probably the first time I can take a second to breathe to talk about things, too. Give me a second. Okay, boy. So, where are you? Do I dare look at the time? How long we've been recording this for? I'm not going to. It's like staring at your alarm clock when you're trying to sleep and it's like 3 a.m. and you just think, oh man, I need to fall asleep. No, just put the clock away. Also, you can see the strands of hair that are just like sticking out from Steve. From Steve's head. Very nice. Oh, look at Steve. Very happy. And unfortunately hatless. And also back to that level again. That's kind of weird. It's you. Resistant to veggies. Still very nice. I do like the details the game has of just of certain things that you might not think to ever look at. Still doing stuff. No hat. Oh no. No hat. I can see better now. This improves my stats. No, I got a memory too. I also cannot actually change what I have equipped. I have multiple no hats. Amazing. I guess it just transforms your hats. That's my coin. I don't know why I thought I'd look at it a second time. It's just the level of... It's one of those things where there's so much detail. Now these things have different... What? Okay, now you've changed. Uh-oh. We did! Kept my promise to the doll. Still no home, but one thing at a time. There are some, so I'll take a second in a moment to say a couple things, but there's still more things to be said after I think we talked to some people as well. Like I turned into various things. Oh. Destined to be a star. Nope, still just me. It's probably not very far, since it's like a piece of paper. Useless? One day. No hurry, all in good time. Little chain. Okay, give me a moment before I talk to people. There is one thing I want to say a little bit. Just kind of catching up on things I wanted to say. One thing I find quite interesting that this game does is, so, kind of a trope, I guess, that this game brings up towards the end, you know, after you do the last fight with the king and so on, before everyone else comes in and helps. Actually, even including everyone coming in and helping, you have kind of the segment of, oh no, a person's just kind of in their mind playing with their fears thing. It's a trope that's been done enough that I think it ends up being kind of cliche, and I found myself wondering while going through that, this feels slightly underwhelming to me, but I'm not even sure what it could do to make it work especially well at this point. I don't know what a really good execution of that idea would be at this point, because it's been done so many times by so many things. I think it probably could still be done really well, but I don't think this game does an unusually good job of it. It feels kind of by the numbers. And then immediately after that, it does the whole everyone's here and helping and all that. And it kind of just goes through the usual motions of playing tragic music and so on, and then you defeat the boss. One thing I think I'm trying to find the right words here. I guess something I think works interestingly well, I'm not sure if this is deliberate or not, is how the game takes that, and if the game's conclusion was just with you defeating the king there and then nothing else, like went awry afterwards, I'd find that pretty underwhelming, because it would just be kind of a trait, oh look, everyone did care, and then that's it. I think I'm not sure if this was done on purpose, but one thing I find this game one thing this game does I find intriguing and kind of refreshing even, is there is a little bit of an aversion of that kind of, perfect wrapped up ending sort of thing where, oh look, everyone comes along and helps and everything's fine. Instead, you go through that, sure, everything seems fine, but like you still haven't actually worked through the problem. For one, the loop still, we're still going to keep looping, it looked like. Or at least things were going awry in some way still. When we got to Euphrasia and so on. But the real issue hadn't been dealt with, which I feel like the narrative kind of acknowledges by still having another climax after that. In most stories, what we had prior to this would have, the scene with everyone defeating the king and whatnot, would have been the climax, which would ring kind of hollow, I feel like, because it didn't really get to the root of what this is about, the story, and Sif's issues and so on. And then it says, hold on, we haven't actually fixed what this is really about. Well, fix is a strong word even, but, it's being left unaddressed, more or less. It's still unresolved. And then you have what's kind of the second but real climax with Sif and everyone together. The real fight to make Sif just talk to people about his problems and so on. And that's the thing that troubles him most. That's where he suffers the most, where he that's where he just kind of falls apart. I do have some other thoughts that this conversation will probably lead into as well, so brief intermission on those thoughts for the sake of this conversation. And also reality, but more importantly, you. I also appreciate that Odile understands that this needs to be repeated. Hey. There we go. Accept the cuteness, Sif. You can be the second oldest person here and still cute. Nothing disqualifies you from that. Bloody hell. My inability to speak without tripping over my words actually frustrates me pretty considerably sometimes. Anyways. Also, geez, the height difference here. I'm willing to say that he did, but... I mean, it's not like I'm gonna blame Bonnie for any such thing. Isa, I think, handled things pretty well. But yeah, I keep talking about how there's kind of a noticeable hierarchy of emotional intelligence in this game, and Odile kind of varies. She has very different strengths, to put it one way, than some of the other characters, but still has blind spots in a way that similar to Sif in some ways, not to the same degree certainly. But Odile is a bit well. Odile is a bit too willing to. The way I'd put it is, Yzbo is actually willing to challenge Sif on things where he should, and it's just the later when he says we'll talk later just never comes because of the loop. Odile is a bit too willing to just kind of... Odile will not let certain things slide that pique her interest intellectually, like, hey, wait a minute, why did you know this thing you shouldn't know? But she's a bit willing to let, you know, like, emotional issues and whatnot that are apparent on Sif's side slide. And then there's Mira, who I think notices them and definitely continues to be unsettled by them, but doesn't have the confidence to challenge Sif when he insists that he's fine, even when he clearly isn't. Yeah, so here, this is where I say there are certain things where Odile does have her emotions in order, to put it one way. It's more that inwardly I think she's got stuff pretty worked out. It's outwardly that she still misses some things from Sif and so on. Okay, but I will still talk to you one more time just to see what happens. Oh, okay. Ah! Give me more dialogue. Well, I don't know how much he remembers at this point, but... yeah, it's like unconscious knowledge is being retained, but not conscious knowledge. Back from the country. At this point, we're basically just explaining the plot if you haven't managed to follow, but... Thank you. Well, depends on our notion of we. and one day I'll die. As a start. Yes, so... what I was planning to lead that into was... another thing that I particularly like about this game's conclusion is that it specifically does not claim to have fixed absolutely everything. Like, Sif has a lesson to learn and some difficulties to overcome, to put it lightly, about, well, a whole bundle of things, really, that are mixing up together. The biggest one that's talked about the most, of course, being, you know, telling others about how he feels about things and the difficulties he's having and so on. That ties into all sorts of other issues, with, like, extraordinarily low self-esteem and so on. But the game doesn't just say, oh, that's all gone now, that's all been fixed, because whatever happened. No, it's very clearly Sif still... I see the story posing itself as kind of... as the start, I guess you might say, the biggest, most important step to Sif kind of working out these issues, as opposed to just being the solution. Linguine. Why don't I remember this one? Yes, thank I don't remember this line. Thank you, Odile. Oh, come on. Or way more for me. Oh, that's a sprite I've never seen. Whoa. I mean, it's not like it's impossible for Sif to have had a bad childhood, although he doesn't give that impression when he begins to accidentally remember something. Oh, that poor hat. I like that hat. Oh well. I feel like there may have been a one last dangling thread of thought that I had there, but I accidentally forgot. Whoops. If so. We'll just keep going. Just sure. Yeah. Poor Bonnie's just having to, like, try to make sense of all these complicated emotions and so on. Sure. It's actually pretty accurate at the very end there. Yeah, sure. It's quite a thing to have Sif correct your own language. I don't think anyone, considering the things you say all the time, I don't think anyone needed to tell you that adults can do silly things. Practice. I do greatly appreciate Bonnie's role as just being someone that Sif has to take on a different role around, compared to everyone else. I do like the cast here quite a lot. They all work together pretty well. Oh no. How did you not notice this? Eternal snacks. Oh yeah, I forgot that one. The best item. Okay, so don't eat too much now, it's not the time for that. And Sif is actually content with food. I'm curious if this is intended to be kind of a... I never really read much into it, because I'm just a person who just doesn't really think much about food normally. Not that you'd think that based on how much I've talked about different kinds of food in this game, but... I get the impression that there's a vague implication that Sif... that Sif's emotional state does affect his relationship with food. Yes. Alright, alternate timeline me. If you can call it that. Actually, by the way, lots of this dialogue I actually have not seen before, for what it's worth. Just incidentally. I'm not sure. I don't know if we can promise that as well anymore, but... Oh boy. Good job picking up on the subtext. Okay. Now, where this one's going. Oh, yeah, I don't think this makes sense to say in this timeline, Steve. Sure. Yep, that's what we're calling it. Life spoilers. Again, see, if I will emphasize, that's not a very high bar to clear. So I'm gonna question the star thing more. Oh, I forgot to look at the Eternal Snacks. Whoops. Hooray, I'm insignificant. The guy just wants emotional closure. Well, their secrets even to me. Yes, I feel like that part's pretty obvious, Mira. We'll see if we'll also usually just prevaricate if you do ask about anything concrete, but... I appreciate the parallel between this and what Odile said. Oh, don't worry, I've heard you talk plenty about this. Just to further invalidate final timeline Mirabelle. I feel like Sif is a lot better at handling these topics when they can pull out an outside perspective and not try to deal with their own problems. I feel like whenever it's talking about someone else, they have a much better grasp on this stuff. Their judgment's a lot less clouded. I feel like the creator of this game was aware of how appealing their art is. Like every time there's a new picture you get for anything, I'm happy. And they do make good use of giving their art as like a reward for anything happening that's of any consequence. I know that's how they really thought of it. It's probably more just to the effect of, oh hey, this seems like a moment that's worth illustrating and actually, you know, visualizing and letting a person see instead of imagining in their head as there's text scrolling past the screen. But for me, it just comes off more as award. Award, reward. Accountability. I'll eat our meeting now, except for the fact that first I want to look at this. Fantastic. Nope, and we're scrolling back up. Blaring directly into my eyeballs. Well, let's not worry about the island. One thing at a time. It really is weird how the camera does that, but whatever. Oh, I can hop on this one too. Amazing. I can just very deliberately sit away from Mira. There we go. Look at those tiny little shoes. Alright, hold on though. Snack. Weird stuff. We just weird stuff inside of onigiri. I don't want to hurt Seif with all this food, but I'd like to acknowledge a few of those. Okay. Oh, shoot, I actually meant to talk to Mira. Okay, I'll go back to Mira after this. Yeah, well, I may have gotten to know you a bit. Also an unusual way of expressing this, but okay. Again, we had some time to do so over the course of however many loops. Oh boy. Oh, actually, there are some extra bits of dialogue you can get here, based on things that you've done, like in loops. There is one scene that I didn't get that would get referenced here if I had gotten it, but unfortunately it just didn't work out. I don't know why it is I find it kind of interesting that Seif always wears gloves. It's such a random detail for me to fixate on, but... There you go. Your singular eye. Again, the phrasing just feels slightly awkward, but... A very sharp cooking knife with flowers and little hearts. Well, I can't really do that anymore. It's still always funny to me whenever Issa goes. You're a lot easier to read than you think you are, you know? I don't remember what it was. I remember the first time I went through this game thinking something maybe midway through the game or so gave me the impression that Sif just doesn't do romance. And I'm not talking about the conversation with Mira either. But that's not the impression he gives in this conversation. You will be credited. Receive your acknowledgement. Well, he's not gone, he's just down the hall, but... Wait, how much could you have possibly have heard of him talking to Sif? It counts for a lot if you actually remember any of those things. No, I literally can't. And there was one more? This is just going to make you feel envious of not being other Mira, but... And they spoke with a lot of Kalmoji. I'm the higher priority. Fantastic. Alright, what's on your list, Issa? Yeah, there is one thing that's not on this list, unfortunately. Oh, there is also another thing on Odil's list, I do know, that can show up if you get a particular achievement, but again, I didn't do that. Oh no. Okay. Even Bonnie realizing this is really funny to me. Yeah, what the heck are you talking about? You're the sort of person who would just shamelessly ship people around you, I'm pretty certain. Oh boy. I mean, you were yelling, Issa. It sounded interesting. Me to make sure to interrupt. Thank you for your unknowing reference to other timelines. We kept being raised well. Yeah, see, hold your tongue, Sif. All of you have done so. You are all guilty. I've always been quiet about it, but it does bug me a bit how very consistently this game's script makes little grammatical errors whenever it ends something with like a negative question. I believe that's just the author's French native tongue coming through. Have we seen Issa with that sprite before, just kind of bobbing from side to side? I don't think we have. I should never look that close. Where'd that come from? Oh, how would you have even come across that mirror this time? Well, granted, that stuff was all connected in weird ways, so I guess it wasn't really a straight shot from like I thought it would be. Hey! I'm pretty sure Odile was saying that as a jab, but... Oh, come on. Rising up in the hierarchy. Oh boy. And I don't know if... I think we're gonna have to work on Steve's confidence a little bit for that. Also, it's gonna be hard to beat the cool comfy clothes Steve already has, I will have to say. Oh, that felt like a setup for a pun somehow. Okay, we're not done yet. Oh my god. That timer is going up a lot. What is her like exclusively acknowledge her? I wonder if it'd be awkward if I told the person who saved my life if I'm proud of them for doing so. I mean, probably not. I mean, yeah, those two things can be true simultaneously. Good dialogue. Next dude. You also helped. Oh, did they? Nice. Did they actually? Well, I was wondering if the rest of the team did the little bonding earring side quest, but it's also possible that, or maybe even more likely that they didn't, and then the two people just found each other. You know, like physically, not just. I don't know if this is going to help emotionally. Amazing. Fantastic. Oh, and you can find a bed for that, can't you? Okay. Pillars. You have served me well, pillars. Oh, wait. Oh no. Apparently that it's handsome. A good face. Oh, dog. And also a person. Pupperino. I can't look at the window. Yes. And I heard about you making bombs. Oh. I regret to inform you that well, I guess Mira does still value her roommate a good deal, but the feelings seem a little bit less, I don't know. a little bit less specifically, uniquely positive from Mira's side, but... Oh no, genuine thanks. Appreciation. Here we go. Very different looking house now. So it's all like bulby. Will do. Yeah. Without that hallway. Wait, so how you guys went through that hallway, but I didn't? Oh, but shouldn't you be able to see what their weaknesses were anyways? Like, it's not like they're hiding most of the time what their elements are. There's some slightly different dialogue here. Ooh. Peaches are nice. Bonnie, no! You failed the social protocol. Ah. I was hoping Steve would finally respond to the birds again. Alright. One last trip through the town. Ah! The forbidden fruit is gone. What? Indeed. Well, everyone's got food now. Soup. Yeah, I don't think you can ever go in that building. Yeah, I can't go inside any of these. It's fine by me. Some limitation on how much stuff there is to do right now is good. There we go. Oh, here's the real test. I cannot examine this. I can weirdly move on. I guess I can't really move on to the same square as the stool. It's just kind of placed in a weird way in relation to the grid. But lack of knowledge of the croissant is very strange to me. Fishing! Hello? Ah, jeez. Escape. And also conveniently placed stew to block our passage. Presumably we can't go in though. yeah. Kind of felt like acknowledging the existence of croissants again, but... Oh boy. Hmm. We can go east, it looks like. But that will happen in a minute. What do I know? What's your input on this? What's your opinion? I can still save here. Is this gonna be like a 3-hour episode or something stupid? I don't know what the timestamp is right now. I don't know what time we're at right now. Thank you. Actually, yeah, I think based on the clock, I think it might have been like 3 hours. Almost. This video so far. Oh boy. The kid moved. Hello. Oh yeah! It's a new one. Another one didn't get added. Just don't have the first one still. I find it kind of weird that that one just magically got fixed, but... Alright. Tutorial kid, what are you doing here? Rock, paper, scissors saved your life, child. You better appreciate it. Apologies if I'm going through this text kind of quick at this point, but at this point I'm just kind of reading through it. This is the speed I'm reading through it at. I know that it's easier for me to read through quickly because I anticipate when a new line of dialogue is going to appear, even though you don't, because only I get to actually press the button to make a new line of dialogue appear. That seems unlikely to me. How do you learn to be the tutorial kid if you don't get tutorialized? Oh no! Emotional compromise. The cat game. Yep, no business there. Okay. Alright. Last thing to do in town. No comment? Come on, I know you're here. What? There we go. Since when can you do that? When can you just, like, fade in and out of existence like that? Mm-hmm. Of all the things in this game that don't get closure, this is not one of them. Don't you act bitter. You helped. You wanted this. The universe hasn't been very nice to Steve. But if you can remember all this time back, by the way, when you hit new game, first thing you see is that Seif right there in front of that shiny whatever, biting into it. That's the Seifron we know as Luke now. And for what it's worth, if you're aware of this game's, little teaser prequel game called Start Again, I think it's called. Pretty small little thing that was released sometime before this game was like a year or two or something like that. That specifically, of course the game doesn't say so, but what that game does star is this Seifron that we're talking to now, prior to all that. So there's no loop in that game, because the Seifron that we're playing as in that game is this loop. Every RPG needs its own special boss battle. My stats are better than yours, for some reason. I also get my stuff back. Okay, so upping my speed would probably be a good way to start. Let's see what else we have. I still have all the other items I never used. Nice. If I need other buffs. Is Loop gonna be paper type? That'd be really weird if so. Oh, I don't have just attack anymore. That's funny. Yeah, let's just get fast. Oh, you have breathe. Okay, well, you're... Okay, we're both doing buffs then. Okay, so those are all crits. Okay, these are all crits. Why are these all crits? It's actually kind of weird. Yeah, so... Yeah. Are you scissors type then? You're not doing any damage, dude. It is me. Am I not fast anymore? I'm not. Hold up. You do no damage. Oh. Yeah, so it's not... So are you... then scissors? No, okay, you just don't have an element, apparently. And you don't seem to have any elemental effect on me either. Okay, cool. Okay. Well. Yeah, one of us has fought a lot more than the other for the past while. I feel like you've kind of fallen out of... I mean, I guess it kind of adds up. Didn't you say you threw away your wish? How's that work? I don't think it's gonna work anymore. Also, we have that memory that we have heals us every turn now too. So one thing that always did bug me a bit though is even knowing Loop's deal, I personally have a bit of a hard time ever reading Loop as Seath, because even though Loop does have some hints, like using some similar language to Seath, like saying stars and blinding and whatever. Just the temperament of Loop feels so different. I have a hard time ever seeing it as being a Seath from another timeline, which is by necessity, of course, because like for Loop to fulfill Loop's function, Loop needs to it's not that much of a... Yeah, that applies to everyone, which makes it a lot more useful than it is just on me. Also, boosting my attack would probably be good too. But that was also a buff. Man, look at all these crits. You have really bad stats, though. But yeah, just the temperament makes it so where I've never been able to see Loop as Seath, honestly. Very, very convincingly. I can't just go back, see Loop doing and saying things, and think, oh yes, this is Seath from another timeline. That I've gone through lots of the same things. Well, the universe kind of put us both through just a huge mess. No, the universe doesn't seem very nice to anyone here, to be perfectly honest. Nor does the Change God for the most part, so... I don't think the powers that be are very nice to anyone in this game, honestly. I think you are taking a bit more damage now, aren't you? Whatever. Oh, so much for those crits. Is Loop actually getting better stats each time? I don't know what goes into the crit calculation in this game, like what makes critical hits likely or unlikely. But yeah, I'm not getting crits as much anymore now. Well, I think, isn't crit chance in this game literally just a stat of the attacker, I thought? I thought that's what it was. But yeah, I'm clearly getting way fewer crits now. I was getting tons before. Yeah, knowing I get the attack up as well, it's good to use that every now and then just to keep the attack up. So not really hurting that much, to be honest. Yeah. Fun fact, the first time, I think, when this game was released, Luke claims to have never defeated the king, which is clearly in contrast to what goes on in Start Again. Well, what was the difference? Why would this have an easier time with that? I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. Did that undo all my buffs or something? The rewind? I should do a lot more damage to that first attack. If I get crits, the triple attack is good, but otherwise... I get the least damage with the multi-hit attack, no surprise there. Now though, you're still not good at this loop. Your stats are actually pretty bad. Oh no, ow. Oh yeah, you had talked about that. It is certainly an odd... What would you even call it? That was good damage. The contrast against... doesn't wink. The contrast against how Sif has a imperfect but still quite happy ending, and then how Luke ends up on the other hand, kind of just, I don't know, I don't even know what to say about it. Luke just kind of has to put up with this situation. It is odd. I don't know what to make of it, the tonal difference there. There is one Sephiroth for which this story works out well, and another for which it just absolutely does not. Also, he is actually like putting up a fight now, isn't he? Still not to where it's a problem, but... Perfect is a strong word, but... I think we're still holding up just fine here. There we go. If you get those crits, it actually can do more damage than the alternatives. I do think, well, this is one of those games, I think, where the emphasis clearly is not on the combat, despite having a turn-based combat mechanic. Well, turn-based is a strong word. Basically the same mechanic as Off, and likewise, Off is just not a game that's very lauded for its gameplay. I think this game's in a very similar category there. Because when you really get down to it with the combat, like even the big fights and whatnot, there's not really much opportunity for strategy or anything. You kind of just do the same thing a bunch of times. But it not really being the big point of everything to me, I'm pretty okay with it. For what it's worth, by the way, you can also lose this fight, even though it's kind of a hard fight to lose, and you will get a different scene at the end. I'm not completely convinced of that. Well, maybe not anymore. I believe that's another place where the game does slightly alter dialogue based on what you've done in the story. I mean, what? You went out and helped. in a weird roundabout way, but not really, no. Eh, might have a few more bruises, but... Good question. Another good question. I'm surprised they don't. They aren't a bit more pushy on the whole, like, wait, you kept all this from us, but this person knows these things. What are we being kept out of here? But... okay. I feel like there was something else I wanted to look at, now I'm forgetting what it was. Shoot. There actually was something I was thinking I wanted to do something with, and I'm not sure what it was. Not really much point in saving right here, is there? Oh, man. Okay. I guess so. There was just one tiny... oh, hold on. Hold on. So you almost threw me off there because they swapped the locations of those things. Okay. So one last thing I wanted to do. Game. Awkwardly long pause there. When the word ready showed up. There. Alright. I know it took a while, but... Yeah, about that. Not how that works, unfortunately, but... Oh no, it's sticky. What's with children having sticky hands? Big hand. Valid question, what were we doing this for again? Alright, I know that took a while. Odd little... well, little big-ish experience this whole thing was. I don't know, this is just... I always forget this was Armor Game Studios. Not only part because I mostly just think of the one... basically the one person that made this. Armor Game Studios, from my understanding, basically just published this. The whole thing was made except for the music by Insert Disc 5. Oh yeah, I forgot this says Actor RPG Maker. I mean, it feels like it, of course, but I'm used to RPG Maker games just being so obviously RPG Maker because it's with RPG Maker 2003 or whatever. Anyways, oh boy. I'm also a bit tired to even try to say anything about this at this point. Really, I've said so many things, I'm not even sure what to say anymore. I probably need time to collect my thoughts on what it is I enjoy so much about this game. I think there are things about it, like, things I could say about what I like about games in general, and also clearly a lot more people were involved in this game and like testing and whatnot than just Insert Disc 5, I suppose, as well. But so I acknowledge them. But oh, what was it? I could talk about things like what is specifically about this game's story that I enjoy particular beats about, and so on. How it matches particular things I like. I admit I don't think I have the time or the energy to do that right now. When I say time, I mean I don't think these credits are very long. This has a manual? Oh yeah, it does. Right? I don't even know. The iSet Discord channel. But, I don't know, this is also a random thing. Lots of people call this the two hats ending, because you get two hats there instead of just one if you do the loop fight. Yeah, apologies for me being worn out here, not having much energy left to say whatever, because this is recorded for way longer than I normally record anything. When I said I wanted to record a certain amount of stuff, to a certain point in the story, I meant I wanted to complete it today, but it took me a long time to do that. I guess all I know to say is, this is a game I enjoyed a lot. Like, this is... my appreciation for this game has tempered a little bit over time, but I think it's still one of my favorites. It was definitely, like, really up there when I did first get through it. I think it's still probably around there. And I mentioned, like I mentioned with Mad Red Dead, it's not often a game gets put on that list for me. I don't even know what got on that list prior to Mad Red Dead, probably something like 10, 15 years prior to Mad Red Dead. And now this game. But, I will say playing through this was not quite as exciting as Mad Red Dead. It ended up being, largely just because I am aware, this playthrough didn't get quite the same enthusiasm, I guess, with people watching along as Mad Red Dead did. I had a lot of fun with Mad Red Dead with a number of people, particularly longtime viewers of mine, seeming to enjoy the game quite a good deal. The brevity of that game probably helped as well. But, and that game being a bit more unique in gameplay and so on. This one, I will say, it feels a bit awkward putting forth a playthrough of a game I enjoy as much as I do and try and communicate how much I appreciate it. Granted, part of it is I'm not sure how well I communicate that, because there are lots of points where I'm not saying much, in part because I'm just trying to let the game be itself and not get in its way. And then when I do occasionally find things to say, I'm not sure how well I really communicate my thoughts, especially when I have to filter that through, not wanting to spoil things and so on. And even then, there's still a couple small things how it's shown in the game that I'm still refraining from actually mentioning what those things are, like the couple of things you could do to get achievements that will get mentioned in the last conversations and so on. It's an awkward feeling for me going through this. In the end, if nothing else, I'm happy to play this myself because I like the game and so on. I wanted to offer some support for it. I don't know. It feels like I can't think of a sensible way. Again, also really worn out, but that's an extra obstacle. But I can't think of a sensible way of trying to word how I feel. It isn't just. It doesn't sound like just whining about people not liking something that I put out. But I don't know. I hope that in the end, I don't regret doing this because I enjoyed it. Hopefully, someone else here, even if they opted not to ever say anything or anything like that, did also enjoy going through this, discovering the game or seeing someone else go through the game or whatever. Even if not, I don't regret doing this. But it's as I shift the main content of this channel from one thing to another, back when this game was all licensed games, it was kind of an easy, cheap thing to do, just playing a licensed thing, and people like it, because they just like to see the game and no one else is really playing what I was playing at the time. I think it's become a bit more in vogue since I did that back in the day. I just happened to be, I don't know, I happen to be ahead of the curve there in terms of trends. Whereas now I'm moving towards other stuff. I still try to stick to things I think are underappreciated. I don't think there's much point in me playing a thing that basically everyone else has already seen and appreciates. This game was a little bit in that direction of, stuff that other people have already seen, but it's also it's something I liked a lot. So, nevertheless, I felt it was worthwhile anyhow. I didn't have much special to offer. Like, I didn't manage to get myself to voice the characters like I did in Mad Red Dead either, for instance. Which it sounded like a couple people enjoyed me doing. It was fun. Also easier with a smaller cast and a shorter story and so on. I could try to go on about certain things, about what it is that makes me like this story, the characters. There have been bits of it. I don't know, some of these things maybe the right time for you to talk about them is in some other game where similar themes come up. I know I'm playing Strung Up by Sketches at the same time right now, which has some similar tones and so on in some ways, and not others. I don't know. But yes, so as I transition to this other type of content that I enjoy a good deal, since I'm just out of licensed things to play anyways, between the reduced enthusiasm, I think, and also just the fact that, like, Let's Plays just aren't as much of a thing as they used to be, I think, because mostly people just stream things and so on. Kind of also falling out of style, the way that I like to do things. I don't know, it's an odd sort of, thing that things just don't have the same energy they used to, based on various factors, I guess. Based on, well, the context of people watching different things these days, and also I'm just playing different things that don't have the same level of appreciation. But again, I don't know how to really phrase this in a way that doesn't sound like it's just complaining about fewer people watching or whatever. And I haven't yet convinced myself that it's also not just that, which I feel would probably be a valid thing to have feelings about, but also a kind of dumb thing to go on talking about. Oh well, I don't know. Here I am extending the length of this after having completed the game, despite complaining how long it took me to finish recording this one video. Oh well, I don't know. My own... There's some maybe irony in talking about, like, Let's Play self-esteem when completing a game that's largely about, like, severe self-esteem issues. I don't know. I could get into more personal things about some ways in which I do or do not relate to Sif and so on. I mostly talked about liking other characters aside from just finding Sif cute. But I don't think I'll take the time to do that right now, since we're already at the end and so on. Yeah, I wouldn't say that Sif is a character that quite describes me, but I did discover this game at a particular time where, okay, I'll frankly say it was the worst few months of my life. So me getting to cling to this was kind of important to me, and there were certain things that made this game feel a bit more relatable to me than it normally would in my life. But I'll leave that at that. Hopefully someone else got some enjoyment from this as well. I have no idea what I'll play next. Probably another longer thing, because I'm just kind of out of shorter things to play, I feel like. I have 2 long games queued up. They've been in the queue for a long time that I should probably get to at some point. I'll see which of those 2 I go with. And then also really soon off to play another thing, because I'll finish Strong by Sketches very quickly. And then I need to decide what else to play, and I don't know what that'll be, but that's a normal state for me to be in, so... I don't know. Anyways. Bye everyone, thanks for joining. Oh my god, that's 3.5 hours. Alright, this will be fun to upload and, well, wait for the whole thing to upload. And also use a ton of disk space probably. And this video compresses well anyways, because it's just a 2D sprite game. Whatever. Anyways, see you wherever we end up next. Don't know where that'll be. Bye everyone, thanks for joining.